Try turn it up one notch and then see what it is. Just in case. Because that would help a lot with the quality. And so it means the size of the recording will be way smaller.
You mean
Yeah, the encoding speed from very fast.
the CPU?
Yeah.
This bad boy.
Yeah. Dude, put it on video. What was it on before? Put it on very fast. That's very fast to understand. And then you go blind.
Okay, pause. Yeah. Pretty sure. 36.
Because eventually, like, fuck, that's just going to be a huge file size.
All the shit.
What is that noise? Oh, that thing.
Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah. It's actually fucking intense. You think it's just to be like, 5 minutes of like exercise every day. But no, it makes you like do like knee lifts for like 5-10 minutes.
Jeez. Workout.
They're on to it.
Man, it's way more like peaking over there, and not. Well, it's not peaking, but like it's higher on that one than it is on this.
I think I might. Let me just restart the.
Because just are you video and the video on OBS, just the whole thing? Hmm.
Big noise. Alright, I don't know what that is. Okay, let me just try this. Find audio input capture properties. Okay. So the thing is that I record the audio on here, but if I can record the audio on here, then you don't have to worry about it. We'll record on.
You sure?
Because
At least you can just, it's just 2 files and you just need to like.
yeah.
sync
The
it.
reason it's easy is because you know when I do my video thing,
Yeah.
I just look for the same beats and shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. Yeah, so it's like the same. Yeah, yeah, that seems good.
Alright, I can't fucking see that far. Jesus Christ, I'm so blind. Alright.
Hello. Yes.
Hello. Why are you looking at me like that?
Test. Test 1, 2, test.
Alright.
Just jump right into it.
Yeah, just not even.
Let's just start. Is it already recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go. Well, the thing is, it's all natural, isn't it? It comes naturally. Yeah, that's
The thing is, people are shit now.
Oh Christ! Scary noise. So I want to be as comfortable as possible. Yeah. Is this a little bit? Okay.
How's that? Do I look alright?
Elk meat, DMT,
Oh my god.
bow hunting, Epstein.
Do I look comfortable? Yeah. Feel comfortable. Alright.
All right.
Yeah, I was always like,
it's like your
so
catchphrase.
I know it's my catchphrase. Alright. I say alright all the time.
But it's not like all right. It's like
Right.
No.
Like
something's about to be done.
Something's about to be done, but like
but not yet.
Yeah, it might not be immediate. Oh man. I've been trying to get a catchphrase for so long, and I've had one all this time.
Real people don't have catchphrases.
Are you sure?
And you can't make your own. It's like a nickname. You can't give yourself a nickname.
That's true.
I tried to.
What was yours?
It was devastated. Do you know why?
Why?
Because my real name is David.
Oh no, I know your name now.
Yeah, it's weird. Is it weird?
This podcast is over, guys. I'm done.
I just doxed myself.
Everyone knows Pretty much everyone on the internet knows my name. Just because I've talked about it before. Do you know what my name is?
Don't be silly, Stephen. Of course I know what your name is. No.
Guess.
It's, fuck it, I know what your name is, I just can't remember.
This is gonna be a good test for our podcast relationship.
It's Aiden.
Aiden?
No, it's not Aiden.
It's close.
I know what your name is, but I just can't think of it. Hold on, give me one moment. It's...
Close.
I've seen it somewhere. I've seen it on the Google Docs.
Yeah, it was on the Google Docs.
We like...
Yeah, I tried to change it. Devastator, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's really lame.
Do you feel like that nickname's ruined now because of that guy who had the tattoo on his face?
What the guy with the tattoo?
The Devastate tattoo.
Oh, was that the guy that they did like news stories and shit about?
Yeah, the one who said, "Oh, I want to take it off."
He was an initiate, right? Like,
yeah.
And he was like, "I want a job now, though." And people were like, "You can't have a job."
And he's like, "I want it off," and then he started getting it off, and then he backed out and said that he wanted it to keep it.
Well, you got to make up your mind. If you're gonna have a tattoo, like, you need to. When you get something on your face like that,
yeah,
you need to, like,
facial tattoos are very.
There should be a law. Like, you shouldn't be able to get a facial tattoo
until
below the age of like 25,
40,
60.
Because if I feel like facial tattoos is like the last bastion of tattoo. Like, you normally won't get a face tattoo first. Tattoo is like,
of course, yeah. Like Post Malone, he got always tired under his eyes.
Always tired.
Yeah, it said always tired under his eyes.
Oh, Post. But yeah, do you know what my name is? Do you want me to give you a clue?
No. I'll remember it. Let's just keep talking, and I'll remember it. What do you think I'm gonna like see? See on the wall?
No,
like,
probably not.
I'm looking for hints somewhere. Like, I might see a letter from far away.
Tomorrow is a big day. No, not tomorrow. I'm not going to date this. Shit, I dated it already. The Game Awards.
Oh, that's right. Wait, well, first we've got to intro the podcast.
Oh yeah, shit.
Welcome everyone. Certified Bangers episode 3.
Live.
I'm your host.
Wait,
that guy Falcone.
Live.
You can call me Falcone. This is Astro AZP.
Astro, the one and only.
I was about to be like,
Aiden. Aiden, yeah. Aiden, my name is Aiden. Actually, I was about to say this is live, but it's not. It's not live.
Brought to you live from the Staples Center.
But we're actually in person. We're sitting on the same couch in my living room. And we thought we'll try something different. So here we are.
It's a lot comfier.
It is comfier.
And we don't have to worry about the internet.
Yeah, that tap drips all the time.
Weird things like that.
It's weird. It's weird.
Ambience.
It's weird as sometimes you'll be sitting there in the middle of the night and you'll just hear it drip for like. No, it's not even like a little. It's like.
Oh, like a whole bit comes out.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Big building pipes.
Yeah, it's just all like the pressure. So yeah. But
I don't know anything about that.
The Video Game Awards are.
Wait, is that tomorrow? For us,
I think it might be tomorrow. Sorry, the 12th.
Yeah, it's the 11th today. For anyone watching in the future.
And other big news on the 12th is Battlefield 5.
Oh.
Wake Island.
Okay.
Coming at you guys.
Astro
Wake
still
Island.
cares.
I still care. I really do care.
I still love Battlefield, but I mean,
I'm gonna play it. I don't know how long I'll play it for, but like,
I'll still play it.
Yeah.
People are going to be playing that for the next until the next game comes out.
I think they said that they're not doing another game for at least
a while.
2022 or something dumb like that.
No one's ever said. It's like speculation.
2021 or something like that. So at least a few years out.
Yeah.
Which
it's not a few years. It's like a year and a half.
Because then
maybe 2.
that would be helpful for any dev team to actually focus and build a proper game.
Yeah, they need time. Yeah, they everyone knows the longer you spend on a game, apart from Last Guardian, too long, or Final Fantasy 7. No,
Last Guardian was.
I never played it. I still want to play it.
Yeah, it lost it.
It lost its charm.
Yeah, if it released 5 years earlier, it would have.
It's like cooking mixed vegetables for too long in the pot.
You get that broccoli,
yeah.
or the broccoli starts just falling apart into
it's just not good
individual strands. It's not good.
I'm gonna slow cook it, and then it's just too long. It takes too long.
But yeah, what have you been playing this week? because I think it's the same as me.
Yeah, you know, Halo.
Halo.
It's Halo. It's taken over my life, man. It's the same thing.
Halo coming at you.
Yeah. Halo! Yeah. The funny thing is, the game's, like, broken. And heaps of people online are like, yeah, cool, like, it's gone through that Twitch phase of everyone picking it up for, like, a week. And then being like,
dumping it.
Like, yeah, the Twitch numbers are already, like, destroyed. But among the people that I know and play games with, and the people,
I think it's very common though, because I think everyone that we know played Halo a lot when they were younger.
Yeah, we're all Halo players, sort of thing.
Yeah, so it makes sense. And you probably will find that a lot of the people that stay with Halo will be the older crowd. It wouldn't be like, it's not going to be 18-year-olds, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's probably.
I doubt any new player to Halo is going to be picking up with Reach, like a game from 7-8 years ago that's somewhat remastered, but it's still old.
It's pretty much
it's aged.
Yeah,
it is from a previous console generation, and we're almost two after that. Yeah, so it is old. People might pick up with the new game, and this whole thing, like the PC thing, is sort of a giant. I mean, they still wanted to do it, but it's sort of like going to lead up to the next Halo Infinite, right? Like end of next year. So, or actually, no, they'll still be releasing games.
Yeah.
Halo 1 and 2 will probably be next year. I doubt Halo 3 will be next year.
So are they remastering them, or are they just going to bring them over from the Xbox version?
Yeah. So, I mean, the Xbox version was Halo 1 and 2. They're already,
remade,
remaster where you just press the button. It'll just be that for PC.
Okay. That's cool.
That's dope. Yeah, I'm keen.
I feel like it should be a little bit easier. Wait. See, the thing is, I always thought that isn't the Xbox One OS and like system built off Windows 10?
Well, they're both
OS.
They're both
or like at least
it's the
same.
It's the like x64. Like
yeah.
The problem, like the PS3 was like that weird shit, and then Xbox 360 was like something else, but way easier. And then Xbox and PS4 were both 64-bit, I think. So like same shit, just really easy to make games for.
Yeah, I think that might be why no one has really modded, or not modded. No one's really done any emulators for PS3. It's just that architecture's so funky.
Yeah, there's an emulator for PS3.
Does it work well though?
Yes, like a lot. I mean, it's just hard to do. Like
fun facts. I learned something today.
There is it's called RPCS3. It's like the same one as like the PS2 one, but the PS3 one, like interestingly, there was recently they finished and released a technically working emulated port of MGS4, which is like that's pretty big. But they had to make an entire fork of the emulator just to run that one game. It can't play anything else. You have to have a fork of RPCS3 just to play MGS4, and then again it still crashes. You could lose your save, like bits and pieces are not working properly. It's quite interesting.
God.
But like, I think they have updates on like there's a Reddit community for it, and I have an update every month saying like this is completely finished now, and other ones like 90% done, like it's playable. There'll just be some crashes and shit like that. But
yeah,
cool.
That's my concern about like some of those older consoles is that you're probably going to find less and less of them that actually work.
Yeah.
So especially with the Xbox 360s and the PS3s, where they're known to, it's not like an old Super Nintendo because they were built like shit brick houses. But the old Xbox 360s with their problems, the red ring and shit.
Yeah, but that was a problem with the hardware.
Yeah, but that's what I mean is that I feel like those consoles will become rarer as people use them, and the hardware starts wearing itself out, and there won't be a replacement.
Consoles are just dying out there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But they made
But that's probably
millions.
That's probably
millions
not. Yeah, that's true.
And you can easily recreate one. Like, not too difficult. Can
you do
you
it?
Can take,
Backshed?
You the
Falcon
royal
in your back shed.
you out there.
You in your back shed just with the fucking
Royal
soul
I
ring.
could just watch these YouTube tutorials for everything, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like the 360 is very straightforward. You could take it apart.
Yeah, but not the chipset.
And
Like
it's got-
that.
No.
That stuff would.
But I
be
mean, just
like,
the fan, the hard drive, the disk drive. Like, if you had a malfunctioning disk drive or the fan or the power supply or whatever, you could easily just get another 360 that's got something broken, make sure it works, and put it in.
So, would you rate Halo, Halo Reach, a banger? Is it a banger?
Personally, it's a bang. Like, my enjoyment of it and just the time I've been having with it is very good. I think it runs well. It works. It's not like Red Dead, where that was just like it's still broken for a lot of people. Like people can't get it to run, and it's just too it's hectic, that game. And there's disconnects as well as just crashing. Like that's just hard. And that was like
that the issue with? Did they have any of those issues when they released GTA? Online?
GTA 5?
Yeah.
On PC?
Yeah.
Don't recall.
No, I don't remember.
Like, probably a little bit. It was probably server stuff just because there's so many people.
Yeah.
But I don't recall it being like. I don't think it was a like insanely demanding game where it would break, because that's the Red Dead's both. It's like servery like disconnects, and then it was mostly just the game being like.
What did I just press?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. Jeez, hope that didn't stop anything. Nah, it looks good.
I want to play Tekken.
Oh no.
But no, Halo. I think it's a banger. It's a nostalgia thing, like
we
said before. If no one had played Reach before and they tried to pick this up, they're like, "Wow, this is pretty dated in nature." I'm sure some people enjoy it that haven't played it before, but
yeah, I think you need to have like a love of Halo to enjoy.
It's an attachment.
Yeah.
Like even I've said it before, but me and Radichel's played through the campaign, like 2 sittings, and to me, it's like the weakest campaign out of all of the games. Like it's fun because it's fun for me and it's fun for her and anyone else that enjoys Halo, because we know the lore. Like you play Halo 1, 2, and 3 and ODST before you played Reach, and so it gives Reach a lot bigger meaning. Yeah, but people jumping in to play it now are like, what? This is stupid. Like, it's almost a Call of Duty campaign. It's just like, I'm an action hero.
I find it's kind of one of those scenarios that didn't really need a game. Do you know what I mean? Like, what I mean is...
Story-wise?
Yeah. It's like, sort of, it's like a historical... Like, it's significant... A significant event in the Halo... In the lore. Yeah. But, and then they didn't really need it.
No, they didn't need it at all. But they did it. Because I think it's a testament to... Like... you could leave the story, but the gameplay and the mechanics and just the innovations they made from like a lot of people purists are like, oh no, it's not Halo, they added sprint and it looks different and like, you know, the abilities and loadouts and shit. People are like, oh no, look, it's triggering. But the gameplay itself is pretty fucking good. Yeah, like for its own game, if you like put it in a vacuum chamber, it's good. I think it's good. It's just not like the other games. It's an offshoot.
For sure. But banger, definitely banger.
Yeah, banger.
Banger for me too. I'm enjoying it. Even though for me, with FPS games, there's always a bit of a skill gap, but I enjoy it. That's the thing, right? Are
you playing on controller or keyboard?
Keyboard, mouse. I feel like it's the same with Apex. I used to play Apex with Lavi, and he refused to use a keyboard and mouse because he didn't want to get fucked up all the time. And that was his thing.
Just comfort,
he was like, I play PS4, I dominate people, yada yada yada. And I've said, but all your friends play on PC. You have to play on PC, right? If you want to play with your friends, you have to play on PC. And he's like, no, I don't want to learn PC. He's like, okay, I'll play with you guys. And we would just get smashed, and he'd be like, fuck this, I'm going back to PS4, because he didn't like the fact that he was losing. I was like, you're not spending the time to learn a keyboard and mouse.
So what? So he tried keyboard mouse, or he plugged, because you can plug in a controller.
He did plug in the controller. That's what he ended up doing, but he was like, no, I'll go back to PS4. But I was like, man.
You think he would just use controller on PC?
I know. It plays differently, though, a little bit.
It wouldn't be as good, but what are you going to
do? But yeah, he wasn't.
People on PC are just sweaty. Like, it's just not the same. Like, people can hold their own with a controller, like in Halo at least. In some other games, people can hold their own. Like
Yeah.
even on like Call of Duty's crossplay. Although they're playing natively on a PS4, they can party out with people on the PC. And some of those people just smash, like plenty of Call of Duty players.
Depending on the game.
Yeah,
I don't think, so for like Halo, sometimes you can tell if someone's got a controller or not.
Oh, yeah.
My concern is that it's that time it takes for you. I mean, this is what's going on in Battlefield 5 at the moment, the TTK changes. But as soon as someone shoots you, the keyboard and mouse gives you the advantage of, that quick snap reflex of turning yourself and aiming. Whereas a controller doesn't really have that. But in Halo, if someone's got you in their sights, you're dead. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's very little chance, even with a mouse and keyboard, of returning fire.
Nah, Halo's got out of like the mainstay first-person shooters, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, and all the other in-betweens. Halo's got like one of the slowest like time to kills. Like,
I
you've
guess
got
to
over shield. I mean, Battlefield's kind of slow because depending like patches and stuff, they increase bullet damage or decrease it or give you more health or whatever. But Call of Duty's pretty much like fastest. Like, I guess CS. I can not really counting CS, but
CS doesn't necessarily.
Battlefield and then Halo at the top, like, or at the bottom. Like, it's slow because you've got a full shield and you have to drop the shield and then you have to shoot someone in the head.
That's
or
true.
like a few times in the body. So you can drop your armor and get away. Whereas in Call of Duty, if you have someone in your sights, like unless you're at a long way away, but in Call of Duty the maps are small. Like, unless you're playing on the 64, like, and that's only the 64 player map's only brand new in this game. But everything else is like, as soon as you see someone, you're dead. Even previously, like, it's hit scan. It's not anymore.
Well,
Halo is hit scan, though. And it always has been. That's the weird thing. Like, now Call of Duty is not hit scan. It may as well be. The bullets are extremely fast.
Yeah.
You pretty much don't have to aim up
I've
at
seen
all.
people play. I've seen Softy play, and it's just like, it's pretty much just point and
On the
click.
huge 64-player map with a sniper, you pretty much don't even have to aim up at all. It's like minuscule. Like, you pretty much just shoot them.
Yeah.
But there is the bullets are physical projectiles, which is a thing. But Halo,
they're actually physical projectiles are actually calculated wind velocity.
Yeah, it's like Sniper Elite. You play Sniper Elite?
I've seen people play it. I haven't played it myself.
I'm a big fan. They're like good games. They're not amazing, and then the multiplayer is like not really a thing.
So yeah.
They're single player games, but that's like you play on hardcore, like the story mode. It's like bullet drop, like a lot. You have to really judge like where it is because you got a scope with like the measurements on it, like 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters, etc. 2 times zoom, and each weapon has its own like bullet velocity. Then you've got wind, so you have to like adjust. Like the wind's going this way, so you have to aim like that way and watch it curve and drop.
Yeah,
and I played that on console, a Sniper Elite 3, and I beat that campaign. And like eventually you just get used to it. It's real weird. You would think it would take ages, but it's like I can just go like without. You don't have a map, and you don't have in the easy mode. It's like you press a button and it slows down, like it zooms in, and it gives you a little red like dot where the bullet is going to go. So you just move the red dot onto their head and shoot, and it's like that shit's cool. But yeah,
cool.
Halo's a bang.
Yeah, Halo is good.
It's a bang.
So good. Is there any game releases coming out before Christmas that you're hyped for? I don't even know what's coming out.
Christmas is only 2 weeks away.
2 weeks away.
Nah, I don't.
I'll have a look.
Not really. What else is there? No. I'm just waiting for Cyberpunk.
And
like everyone else, and then
not Witcher 3 on Switch. Yeah.
Switcher 3. That already came out.
Did it?
Yeah. A while ago. Like a couple months or two ago.
That's one of the most amazing things.
Witcher on Switch? Yeah.
It's like, that game is so fucking crazy, and the fact that they put it on a Switch. Because I have a Switch, and like, a lot of...
You think you're getting it? You should get it.
The problem is, a lot of the ports, they port them over, and they run like dog shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They ran well.
Nah.
Like Doom and Diablo and shit?
There was one...
Maybe not on hand.
Diablo's fine because Diablo's not that intense.
Not demanding at all. Yeah.
But I know people that played Doom, and there were times when it would slow down.
It would, yeah. I guess it's probably running it like trying to run at 60, but then like going down to like 40.
Game releases 2019. I don't think there's much.
There's nothing.
Nah, not really.
In the next couple of weeks, it's just Doom comes out next year. They delayed it, and then there's Cyberpunk, and then there's
December
Final Fantasy.
release.
I think in February.
Dragon Quest Builders 2 just came out.
No one cares.
Avicii, Invictor just came out.
No one cares.
Oh my god.
No one cares.
He's dead, right? Did he die?
Avicii, yeah, he
Yeah, he died. Detroit is coming out on PC.
Human?
Yeah, it's coming out on PC.
Wait. Oh yeah. Wait, I think all of those what is the studio that made that? They also made the Jodie what's her name?
Jodie Foster.
Beyond, the Jodie Foster game. No, Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
And
Quantum of Solace.
Quantum Dream? No.
Yeah, I know the one.
Those people. They made
Is it
the
Remedy?
Origami Killer, that one. They dropped on PC a couple months ago. And I'm meaning to play them. I should play them.
Terminator Resistance.
Oh no, yeah. I think that already came out.
Yeah, it came out.
Just
This
I wish there was a good Terminator game.
Yeah, no.
There just isn't.
Nah. Hard to do.
Do you know what I saw a trailer for though?
What?
That Predator game?
Hmm?
There was a Predator game. I love Predator. I'm like a huge Predator fan. Right?
Oh man, I love
and
Predator.
everything they've made of Predator is just trash. Unfortunately, it just is mostly. But the new game, it looks pretty big budget, but I don't think it's going to be good. I already saw the trailer, and even the trailer that they showed off at E3 was like, it's kind of weird. It's sort of like it's multiplayer, so it's like it's not a campaign. There's no single player. It's like one person plays as the Predator, and 3 or 4 other people play as Commander.
Also, just kind of like that.
And you just rotate.
That's kind of like
Evolve.
all those other Evolve and
Never
Dead by
Evolve.
Daylight and all that kind of
Similar.
stuff.
And it's like pre-order to get the classic Predator's costume, and I'm like, what? Shouldn't the classic be like the normal?
Predator hasn't changed. His look has not changed.
No, there's been a number of different Predators.
I know, but like
the
the base look of a Predator, it's very similar.
6-armed Predator or something like that. No.
Yeah, it's like there was.
In the movies, there are like kind of bigger ones that are different breeds.
I know, but what I'm saying is like
they just have a different helmet.
Yeah, helmet. Like they look similar. It's not like.
It's a Mexican Predator and a black Predator.
It's not like what
an Asian Predator.
It's not like what they did with the Star Wars, where like even though the prequel trilogy is set before, some of the shit looks way nicer.
True. Yeah.
But Predator and Alien as well still hasn't changed. I mean, they still design aliens.
I'm glad. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's Predator. I'm glad. Yeah, it's iconic. You can't change the look of a Predator or an alien.
I'm so glad. Have you played Alien?
She's a xenomorph.
Have you played Alien Isolation?
I haven't, but I've owned it for a number of years.
It's very good.
I knew it. I was like, I love Alien. The game came out. It's just like any other game. I'm like, I'm gonna play that.
They figured out because. What happens when they make these stupid games, and this is why Terminator games haven't been good. Terminator games should be you're a human and you have to escape Terminators, and Terminators can
should be a horror game.
Yeah, for fucking murder you.
Yeah,
like in the
movies,
original
Terminator.
Like in the movies, right? Terminators were indestructible, and you were fucked. Like you were basically fucked. Aliens get it right. They for a long time they didn't, but they got it right with the horror element, like. Fucking aliens are fucking terrifying. You have to hide from them, and you have to get off the space station. That's the thing. Predator is you can play as a predator, but you're hunting down people, and that's the game.
But there's like a lot of the Alien games have been, apart from the ones on like fucking arcade machines and shit, like those weird ones. There is the Alien.
AVP,
AVP and AVP 2 that were on PC.
Actually,
those were like
good.
2002 and like shit. Those were bad, but I mean, good but bad.
Yeah, they were so good. Like I remember
because you play as the alien.
Yeah,
you start as a face hugger,
and
you have to gestate someone, and then you come out as a little like you've got to go somewhere, and then you got to hide because the bad guys have the humans with guns, so you got to hide, and then it's like.
No.
So then there's those, and then there's the one on like 360. I think that was just called Alien vs Predator.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are 3 campaigns where you play as a predator,
Human.
play as an alien, or you play as a human.
Yeah.
And I played that through for some reason as the human, and was like, I finished the game and never play. I don't know why I didn't play as the predator. I have no clue.
Fuck,
I'm gonna play that.
Those AVP games.
Those
so
old
good.
school ones, the PC ones.
Yeah, so good. I like me and my brother used to play it all the time. Like we would go. Like I think I've told you about my brother and I having a fascination with the Alien shit franchise when we were kids. It was like one of the first movies we ever saw was Alien Resurrection.
I think you told me that. Yeah.
So like we always had a thing for Alien versus Predator and shit. So
stop touching that.
I'm trying to fucking get out of the menu.
You're gonna break something.
Yeah. I just remember getting it, like renting it out all the time from the video store.
That movie's really trippy as well. It's made by some weird French director.
But wasn't it W.S. Anderson?
No, it was some French director.
Oh, shit.
Some weird guy. That's why it looks really buzzy. Like
it's like the mountain underneath Antarctica and shit, the pyramid.
That's AVP.
Oh, what one are you talking about?
Alien Resurrection.
Oh, Alien Resurrection. Oh, yeah. Oh, when the
AVP was like
Alien Resurrection is the one at the end where they're on the spaceship and the alien says "mummy" or some shit, and then she still looks at it.
Gets sucked out.
Gets sucked up through the hole. Yeah. Because it was a
hybrid, human alien hybrid, and she was also a clone that thought she was its mummy.
Yeah.
And it was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Oh, man, the bit where she finds all the like mutated clones of herself and they're like, kill me.
Do you think that's going to happen with the new Star Wars? I might have ruined the new Star Wars for me because there was a leak. There was a script leak.
Oh, I saw that. The whole script. It was, what's his name?
Warning.
John Boyega?
Hey.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. If you don't want Star Wars spoiled.
No, I don't want to know about it.
Have you not read it?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
But yeah, it's spoiled. I was like, fuck. Because they...
Wasn't the story, like, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it? And this is just me seeing, like, titles to articles and not even clicking on the article. Like, complete presumption. But I heard that there was a script leak, and then, like, a few days later it was like, John Boyega left the script under his bed. And it's a picture of him being like, with that big hat on. I was like, nice work.
I watched there was a clip there's a clip on YouTube. If I'm not lazy enough, it'll pop up, on the video. But,
nice. Watching now.
Yeah, there's a video that someone made of the cast of the episode 9 sitting there, and they're like, "So how was wrapping up, and how are you guys feeling about the movie?" And it stopped, it paused, and everyone's faces were like they were just like, "Oh shit!" And then they'd cut to who was the actress that played Dany in Game of Thrones? Because they had a similar interview with her of how she felt after the last season of Game of Thrones wrapped, and she made a similar face. And they
that's fantastic. What a great. I want to see this video. It sounds like it was edited well.
Shit.
That's fantastic. They're like, good. Yeah. I remember all of the interviews with the cast before that season, the last season of Game of Thrones came out, and everyone was like, "We're really happy to be working on it. It's it's a creation."
So are they? Do you know if they're still following through with the prequel series, Game of Thrones? I feel like that's probably not on their high priority list anymore, given the.
It is, but it's just not being made by the same dudes. Being made by other people.
Okay.
The what are the D&D or whatever they're called? I don't know. They've been shunned. They were penned to make the next Star Wars trilogy, and then Disney was like, no, none of that. Please go.
I mean, whoever's making it now, J.J. Abrams and stuff, haven't really got the best track record. So whoever can, do you know?
JJ could pull it.
Do you know what they should do? Get George back.
Get George.
Hey Disney, listen to me. Get George back on the case.
He's just at home sipping on midichlorian martinis, like
because people
Scrooge McDuckin.
People bag on that prequel trilogy.
See, right?
But fuck, I love
it.
I love it. I love the trade. I love the Trade Federation shit.
Yeah, there's so much like political backstory.
The intrigue.
When you were a kid, like the first movie came out in '99. You don't catch any of that.
Fucking explosions
I didn't
and
catch any of that
shit.
shit. I just saw Anakin going, let's do a backflip. That's cool. And that stuff.
And then like now it's like, yeah, the AAT tanks couldn't go through those Gungan force fields because they got repulsor lifts. And repulsor lifts do not work through shields. Yeah. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Star Wars fact. I feel like we talk about Star Wars a lot on this.
We act like I honestly don't care. I don't care.
I love Star Wars. Star Wars is the best. Best. Like, okay, name a better franchise. Not even franchise, just like world.
What, like a more interesting Lord of the Rings?
See, I feel like yeah. Okay.
And that was all that was said.
See, I would say if I got to choose a fantasy world, it'd probably be something like Warhammer. Just because I like... See, Star Wars are very same. It's like very grim. Do you know what I mean? There's no real heroes. People are fucked up.
I guess. But it's like in a whimsical PG way.
Dude, yeah.
It's like not like horrible. There's no like rape in Star Wars. There's no like
that's true.
Drug addicts.
There is drugs. Death sticks.
I mean, there are drugs, but they don't show people like, oh my god.
Don't you remember in episode 2 when that guy goes, "Hey, do you want any death sticks?"
Yeah, of course.
And then
you want to sell me death sticks because I don't want to sell.
Do you know that guy actually left his life of drugs and became a very prominent businessman?
I heard that guy is the brother of Steve from Blue's Clues, who killed himself.
Yeah, the guy who he hung himself because...
No, he put pencils up his nose and hit the table and then joined a band.
Then joined the band.
Yeah, he killed himself and joined the band.
Then he lived 20 years and then he killed himself.
Both the rumours are true, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
Oh, shit.
Star Wars is cool. I just like Star Wars was cool, like cooler when it was like I don't know. It's gone peaks and valleys.
It does.
There's a whole, but like the majority of Star Wars stuff is trash. Like some of it is good, and like a small portion of it is very, very
good. And that's those moments redeem it. That's
and
very
most
much.
Of that is not even canon anymore, man. They threw it away.
It's kind of like
Splinter in the Mind's Eye.
Like the Warhammer shit. Warhammer.
So, I know nothing about it.
So Warhammer Games Workshop, who own Warhammer and make all the models and shit, they sell their IP to fucking anyone. If you want to make a game, if you want to make a game,
fuck yeah,
they'll sell it to you, right?
I played it,
and so it's so oversaturated that there's so much shitty shit, that they just ruined it. I'll tell you something funny about Warhammer is that the Warhammer Fantasy Universe ended. And they created a new fantasy universe with different stuff, right? People fucking hated it so much. They killed that universe and then went back to the old one.
In canon? Wow, that's pretty cool. And then the universe was obliterated.
It was obliterated.
The universe exploded. It got too hot.
So yeah, they got rid of it because they were like, fuck it. It's not going to make us any money. People really love the old one. Like, you know, Vermin.
It's hardcore.
Have you played Vermintide?
No, but I remember seeing it and being like, that looks
fucking cool.
I wish I played that with people, but I didn't know anyone that had it.
It's basically Left 4 Dead, but with
it looks
RPG elements.
Yeah. And it's just like brutal, like, you're just a guy with a huge hammer and you fucking
you're like a fire mage, and if you use too much fire, you light yourself on fire and just burn yourself to death.
It's cool because it's like, sort of reminds you of like, it's in that fantasy version of like 11th century, like the Inquisition, where it's just like Black Plague and everyone's like, I'm dying, and it's just horrible, like all the time.
It's such a weird universe. It's like, the dwarves have tanks and helicopters and shit, but we're still shooting each other and killing each other with swords and stuff.
And running at each other, charging with swords and chainsaw swords.
But I guess you're right. Lord of the Rings is probably a top franchise.
It's because there's so much, there's way less Lord of the Rings.
What about fucking the Frasier universe? Cheers, Frasier. That's up there.
Frasier?
The Frasier universe.
Dom and Greg.
One of the stupid 90s.
Ally McBeal.
Do you remember Seventh Heaven? Seventh Heaven.
Yeah,
the Christian like.
Is that the one with the marijuana episode?
Yeah.
The dad that's like, who's joined us? I've seen there's a great edited video of that where it's like, makes it even more intense. They add music and then like it cuts to like someone, he's like, who's this then? And what? And then it just cuts to like there's a gunshot, and it's like,
do you know that the guy who played the dad got arrested for like pedophilia or some shit? He's legit a bad dude. So we're not going to talk about Seventh Heaven anymore.
Good.
Don't even watch it. He might still get royalties from it, so don't help that guy.
It's fucked. You know what I was going to mention? I forgot to mention it last night. I watched the James Bond trailer. So I remember you were like, man, the James Bond trailer.
I love
James Bond. That was like
Bond.
a week ago. And then I was like, fuck, I forgot to watch that
James
trailer.
Bond's another good franchise to me.
That is a good franchise.
People bag on some of the movies, but like...
He's a womanizer. He's a womanizer.
He's fucking...
He's a man.
Yeah.
And he likes women too much.
I mean, this is
What
the
are we
thing.
going to do? It's 2019.
I know, but like, he's a dude. Do you know what I mean?
He's too muscly. Daniel Craig is
like-
too muscly.
Do you know? Have you seen the? There was a show reel of Sam Neill auditioned for 007 when Pierce Brosnan got it in the 80s. Yeah, 80s, 90s. He would have been he looked James Bond.
Yeah, late 90s, late 80s,
Yeah.
early 90s. Sam Neill would have been.
He said he didn't want it. That's one of the reasons he didn't get it. Was he was like, no, I don't
He's
want
too
it.
wholesome.
But
Sam
he
Neill
would
was
have.
too wholesome.
He would have been such a great
In
James
New
Bond.
Zealand, James Bond.
Oh.
Zealand.
And then he could have made the movie with who was the New Zealand director who made Die Another Day? No, Die After Tomorrow. The James Bond movie, the one with the ice and the fucking guy with the diamonds in his face. Die Another Day. That's it.
I had that on tape, and that's the one that I've seen
50
times more than any of the others.
That was a Kiwi director.
Was it?
Tamahiri. What's his name? Tamahiri?
Jack Tamahiri?
No, that is a different guy. Actually, I think they might be brothers.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, well, guts.
Lee Tamahori. That's it. Lee Tamahori.
That movie was not good.
I
enjoyed it. It's not good.
Well, remember when the car had the skis on it?
They had a car battle on the fucking ice,
and then the sun ray comes up.
Yeah, they had a satellite that had a sunbeam in it. Yeah,
I love James Bond in bad guys always like, I've got all the water in the world. You're fucked now. It's like, okay.
Yeah, there's
like,
always an environmental.
I'm trying to crash the housing market in America. Watch me. Bond, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah. What's it going to be like this time? It's like,
I feel like it's going to be a personal one. It looks very personal.
It's good.
Because
this is a sequel. And when I watched the trailer, going back to the trailer, it was like night and day. It'll probably be better, but the most recent Mission Impossible was like a sequel to the last one. Yeah. Where it's like connection to same bad guy that have captured, like, what's his face? The German guy from Django and stuff. Yeah, he's in it. He was the bad guy in the last one, sort of. Like, he was the overarching bad guy. Inspector, yeah. So he was captured, seemingly. And in the trailer, he's like, oh, you'll never, James Bond, I'm imprisoned, but there's more afoot. That type of stuff. And I'm like, okay. It's like one of those ones where it's a two-parter, sort of. Like, and that's exactly what the last Mission Impossible did. It was like a two-parter.
That's what it means.
Ethan Hunt. You'll never, like, did you see that?
The new, it's really good.
It's fuck yeah. So was the one before that. The one before that.
See, you know, Tom Cruise might be a fucking nutter, but he's a good.
I've never said this, but I'm a Tom Cruise stan.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
I don't stan anything.
He's a fucking brilliant actor.
Phenomenal. He's one of the best ever.
Have you watched that video of him in the Scientology conference when he's like, it's fucking hilarious.
These are the times. These are the times.
He looks so passionate.
These are the times. It's because he's an actor. You know why? Because he's a fucking AAA top class.
He's like about to cry. He's like, he pretended to cry. He's like, I'm never. You're all my family. Yeah. Like he's just like,
these are the times. The thing is, what he said is so like just generic. Yeah. And like he's like, these are the times now. What did you do? What did you say?
What did you say?
And he goes, Taylor H. They salute him, and then fucking David Miscavige comes out, and they do the like stare down,
and then they fucking
David Miscavige is like even shorter than Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise is like 3'8". He shakes his hand,
and they won't give up.
And he looks him in the eyes. You can tell he's just like, I'm the boss here, and he shakes his hand. And he keeps holding his hand, and Tom Cruise is like, okay. And they're doing this weird like
power move. It's like the power play.
They're touching chest, but the handshake is here, and they're like. It's really odd. And then they eventually let go.
And then they went behind the scenes and buggered.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this...
No, I think David McCabe has beaten the shit
Sorry, I can't say that. I take that back.
You can say it. Man, do you want to hear
No, I'm not going to say
story?
anything bad about Scientology in case I need them in the future for my large and profound acting career.
They have a centre in town.
I know.
They have a centre here. I want to go one day.
I
go with a fake name.
Actually, that reminds me of when I was in LA. I walked past the centre.
To try and pull you in?
No, but there was a sign outside saying free personality test. I was like, who the fuck's stupid enough to do that? There was a guy walking down the street and then he saw it and he stopped and then he walked straight in. I was
Hey!
like, what the fuck? I
want to know what I'm all about. Let's go in.
I was like, I'm sure that guy was a plant. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what you would do. You would have people just walk around and walk in because people will see that and go, oh, okay. That's what I would do.
Comes out with a bundle of cash. Whoa! Where did I get all this money from? It must have been my brilliant acting career. Whoa!
Oh, man.
Just drop it. I could talk about, man, in sixth form, I wrote some sort of thing, like an essay on Scientology. And it was just like me, Wikipedia. I already had some vague notions about it, and I was like, telling the teacher, Scientology's real buzz, miss. It's buzzy. And then like looked up the Wikipedia, read a whole bunch, and just put it in my own words and put it in the thing. And was like, whoa. Yeah. And that was buzzy. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, who out of all of the strange religions, which one has like the best at the people at the forefront? Like, I feel like Scientology has some pretty normal... I mean, they're not normal, but there are some weird... Like, Mel Gibson?
Yeah, I guess they're not...
He's Christian. He's strange.
Oh, shit. What happened there? Start a little bit. Is John Travolta a Scientologist? I think he is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the meme is that they're all gay.
Of course.
From South Park, you know.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet.
Tom Cruise is a fudge packer.
And then that's another episode.
Yeah.
And then John Travolta appeared, like Nicole comes and she's like, Tom, you have to come out of the closet. Tom, you can't be in there. He's like, but I'm not in here though. And then John Travolta comes and they're like, we got John Travolta here to try and coax Tom out of the closet. And then John Travolta's like, Tom, it's me, John Travolta, oh my God. You gotta come out of the closet. He's like, I'm gonna open it a little bit. He's like, okay. And then he goes in and he closes the door. He's like, wow, it's really comfy in here. Oh my God.
Oh, like, man.
Dad, John Travolta's locked himself in the closet. And then they're both in the closet. That was like 2005 or some shit.
Oh, man. Have you seen the new season?
Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm a few episodes behind.
I haven't finished it.
It's very good. I'm enjoying it.
I really want to watch the China one because that seems like a great...
Yeah.
On the nose kind of thing.
It's so current. You kind of have to watch it as it comes out.
Yeah.
It's so current events. Like, spoilers, Randy garrotes Winnie the Pooh in an alley in China. Like, he murders him for Xi Jinping because he wants to sell his Tegrity weed in China and get the China money. It's fantastic.
Actually, that reminds me, big Chinese news is that the Switch has just released in China.
I saw that.
One game, and there's one game on the Chinese store, which is New Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, I thought it would be like praise Xi Jinping.
No,
like,
they have to, because so it's a team up. Well, not it's the Switch in China is looked after both by Nintendo and Tencent.
Oh, yeah.
So the game store is actually on Tencent's servers, and I guess that is for them to monitor what is going on in those game stores. It was just like, ooh.
That's...
Yeah, I don't like to me, any sort of censorship like that, do you know what I mean? Like, it's...
Or just data collection on
a
mass scale. On the...
I mean, they have the face stuff now. The facial recognition software they have.
In China?
Yeah, and you have social credit.
Oh, the social credit is.
Yeah, and people aren't able to fly.
That's so sketchy.
And they probably don't even tell you. Like, that's the other thing. I feel like it's not a system where they would openly say, hey, your social credit's low. They wouldn't tell you. They'd be like, you can't fly. You'd be like, why?
I think you can check. I thought it was like Facebook and then there's just a number.
I thought they would just be like, don't even
I'm
ask.
pretty sure, I'm pretty sure it's open. Like, you can go and see other people's, and it's like, I don't want to associate with that person because their social credit is low or negative because they're saying things against the Communist Chinese Party. And I'm pretty sure that's how it works. That's frightening.
But yeah, so Switch is out. I don't know what. I think there's a lot. I think there was like 20-something games that came out. So there's at least stuff there.
No, good for Nintendo.
And it can play overseas cartridges. So
no region lock. Okay, that's
yeah,
good.
so
that's good.
The Switch doesn't have region lock anyway. But the other thing good with the Switch is how they've made their games is almost all of them. Even if you buy, like I have this game from Japan. If you buy it, if you play it and you put it in a New Zealand Switch, it knows that your language is English. It has an English version of that game. It will let you play it in English.
Makes sense.
So, like, majority of games, even if they're only come out in, like, China or Japan or wherever, they normally will have an English patch.
Oh.
Or an English language.
Well, I mean, you should really have all the languages,
yeah.
Right? That makes sense.
Yeah. But then, that's always been an issue with people buying games from Japan and shit. That's never been...
True, yeah.
Never been translations.
Yeah.
And I want to play Super Hentai Adventures 4, but I can't, I'm in it for the storyline and I just can't.
You can play whatever you want. You can play it. It doesn't matter.
Look,
find it, play it. It's there.
Someone needs to translate it for me though.
Yeah. You can sort of tell what's going on by the pictures.
Yeah, but, I want the story. I want to know what happens to little... I can't say that little in the hentai game doesn't sound right.
No, little Timmy.
Yeah, little Timmy. Little Timmy and his adventures.
You can say little Timmy and his mum. Like, what's going to happen with little Timmy and his mum?
Like, that's like, okay, so as someone who's watched a lot of anime in their life, this is the storyline of most animes. Okay, random kid, random boy, doesn't have anything special about him. Random girl shows up who's super powerful, super magical or some shit. He gets magical powers and has to look after this girl, even though he doesn't want to. And he's reluctant to be a hero. But at the end of the day, he becomes a hero. That is the plot line of most.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen a lot of anime, so I have no idea.
That is when I stopped. I stopped watching that shit because I
see the formula.
I was like, I see the formula. It's that's one of the formulas, and then the other one. They all had the same tropes. I guess you could say that about American and Western TV.
Well, yeah, you can say it about anything really. It's like, sort of, yeah. The tropes are always going to be a thing. There's no one original
no original ideas.
You can't be out of a genre. Like, there's a genre. You're going to get pigeonholed somehow. Whatever it is.
I have been watching Watchmen. Fucking good. So good.
Oh, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's one episode.
Please go and watch it. You at home. If you're not
so
up to date, I think the final episode's already out. Is it 8 episodes?
I think it's coming out.
I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched the last one either.
I watched the second to last episode 7. But holy shit. I think people were skeptical because Watchmen, people weren't happy with how the movie was done.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I didn't know anything about the comic books, so I saw the movie and I enjoyed it. But it's one of those properties where it's like, you better fucking do it right because people will be like,
What I do enjoy is that the fact that they did not
go back to them.
Yeah, it's not
just
rehash.
Completely new stuff. Yeah.
And that's what they need to do. So the Lord of the Rings series is coming out.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's a complete new stuff.
And that's the only way to do it. You can't rehash it because people be like, the movie was better.
I think a lot of people still haven't read into it and think that it's gonna. I want to see Aragorn and Gimli again. I'm like, I
talked to Raddy about it, and Raddy is like the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, and she didn't know. I was like, it's set like 1,000 years before.
She didn't know.
Yeah, I was like, it's set 1,000 years before. Raddy. And what's the island called? The island where Numenor, yeah. Yeah, so Numenor exists. So it was before it sunk.
It's 1,000 years.
Yeah, so it's like
this
way
is
before.
all new shit, unless you've read the books and know the lore or whatever.
So I'm pretty hyped for it.
That's what I mean, yeah. It's all new stuff. And it's like being filmed in Auckland, like in New Zealand. It's like huge. It's $1 billion property.
Apparently they can't find actors for it.
Yeah, they'll be putting out things for it.
If you're short and hairy.
Yeah, I remember seeing the calls out for actors and stuff being like, we need short, hairy, weird looking people. Like, it was like interesting facial characteristics, like stuff like that.
Yeah, should be good.
I'm very keen. I think it's going to be good. I'm expecting like Mandalorian levels of quality.
Yeah, like some of the TV that's come out this year, The Boy, like to be honest,
insane.
This year in TV has been really good. I think
really,
I think they've done a really good job. HBO and particularly
just the people that make the TV.
Okay, for example, HBO and Amazon. Actually, most companies have at least like a couple of.
They've had at least one property each, pretty much.
Yeah, that's done really well. So yeah, I'm looking. The Boys season 2 is coming soon.
Yeah, man, I think a lot of people slept on The Boys. But I think we talked about this last time. The Amazon shows, right? Yeah. Everyone sleeps on the Amazon shows, and it's fucking The Boys. I feel like surely this time they got a bigger budget, even though it was really well done. It wasn't like, hey, that looks cheap. Oh, the TV turned off. It didn't look cheap, but you could tell like it was their first season. But second season is just to be like, boom, here's the money. It's even crazier.
Yeah, because they know that they have
audiences there.
Yeah, a lot of the time the first season's the least.
It's like, man, it really is like the first season for shows now. It's like it's like the equivalent of the pilot episode in the 80s. Like back then they would just make one episode and it's like that cost $7 million.
Yeah.
And we got like 5 famous actors to be in it. And it didn't go anywhere.
I've always wanted to do like and we could make it a podcast, but it's just called Pilot Episode, and we just watch random TV pilot episodes.
Oh, ones that never came out.
Yeah. That would be so much fun. Just like shit from the 80s, like sitcoms. Like, I can see why this did come out.
Be like, look at that B-grade Joe Pesci. He's clearly supposed to like.
I reckon that would be so much fun.
Some producer was like, we want Joe Pesci.
Actually, if someone fucking steals that idea, I'll fucking come after you. Okay?
You heard it.
Actually, we'll do it. We're all, Falcon and I are already doing it. Okay? Thank you very much. Pilot. We can call it Pilot Episode.
By the time you watch this, it's already done.
Out.
Don't even bother. Don't even bother.
Pilot Episode.
We're going to start doing it after this.
Yeah, so I reckon you could, because I know
someone's already done this.
Yeah, for sure. NBC used to do a thing like every year. They'd have like a week called Pilot Episode Week, and they would literally just show pilot episodes of new sitcoms and TV shows that they wanted to make, and then based on views and like people's feedback, they would make whatever. That doesn't happen that much anymore.
I would feel so bad if I was on a pilot, like,
and it didn't get picked up.
And you're like, wow, this is going somewhere. Like, it seemed really great, and like that happens a million times. They make a really good thing, and then just like whoever's in charge, the producers are like, nah,
or it costs too much.
They throw it away.
Do you know what?
Roll the dice again.
Have you ever watched The Expanse?
No, but I've heard good things.
It's okay.
My mum and my mum's partner watch it.
It's good. It is good. Acting is like
good enough.
The main character is one of the worst actors. I think he's worse than Hayden Christensen. To me.
I don't think Hayden Christensen's that bad of an actor. He's been in more movies than Star Wars.
I know, but like his acting in Star Wars, I guess the problem is
direction is a thing.
Have you ever
actors don't just read the script and then do whatever they want people, by the way.
Documentaries on George Lucas's script writing, and they're like, we had to edit a lot of George Lucas's scripts because he just writes too much shit. He writes shit like you would never say in conversations.
Scribbles it down.
Don't go into there. That's where the Rancor lives. The most dastardly enemy that we have to like. It's always like
and
that.
They're like,
because that line from A New Hope where fucking New Hope's episode 4, right? Yeah. And he's like, if you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you can ever imagine. There was a whole like fucking
huge
monologue.
Paragraph.
Before that.
We know both they're standing there going like this.
Yeah. And they cut it all because it was just like
pointless
filler.
Yeah.
It was just pointless filler. Yeah. And they're like, we can get rid of it.
Because George Lucas was like the weird, like, brainchild, then like all of the people around him is what saved. Like the first Star Wars movie was saved in post. Like the whole movie was saved in post.
Have you watched that video on it?
That's what I'm talking about. Is it Red Letter Media? Yeah, that one. It's like 15-minute long, just about how the whole thing was way longer. They cut like 30, 40 minutes or something like that, and it was all weird, and they fixed a whole bunch of shit. Like, it was a mess. Like,
oh man,
it was a mess. And that movie would have been so much different. Like, it seemed so much different.
It was so much, and there was like Luke and his friends, he had like different friends and shit, and I was like, who the fuck are these guys?
Hey, I'm thinking of joining the rebellion, but I don't know, like, I want to be a pilot. And they're like, come on, look, I've been a pilot, it's not that bad. And like, just random, like, scenes. Too many human scenes. Like, even though it's all humans, but that movie was,
And guess what? We're back on Star Wars. We should have a timer up that calculates how long before
I don't care that much about Star Wars. That's the thing. I don't know. I like the old I love the old Star Wars.
It's,
everyone does, but I don't care about any of this.
This is the thing, is like, you know how there's that phenomenon.
Like the John Travolta movie. Ooh, segue.
Where you think about something and then you see it everywhere.
Yeah, like in GTA.
Yeah. So like
when you're like, I want a car, and then you get in a car and the car's everywhere. That's an actual thing. But yes.
That, I always think about that in Star Wars because I think people misunderstand how often they talk about Star Wars.
I see stormtroopers everywhere.
But what I mean is like, so you going talking about something and then it appearing, it happens all the time. You never click onto it. Like you might be talking about Alien versus Predator all the time, but there might be that one moment where it correlates.
Most conversations you forget. I forget most conversations.
So much. People talk so much.
When I think about things, I'm like, hey, I talked about this the other day, and takes for the life of me, like takes so long to remember who I talked about it with, what how I lead into that conversation.
I have that all the time.
Yeah, it's just daily life because you have so many conversations that come so naturally that you forget it even occurred. Really, like that happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens to me.
Most conversations, unless you're like, I'm having a serious conversation, and then you go and intend to do it, like you want to have a meeting or some shit, and it's like I remember that happening. But
that I reckon. Star Wars. What? Did I? No. I didn't do that.
Come on, bro.
No, that wasn't me. That was my brother. Wow. Segue.
Star Wars. What? No.
Nah.
What? I was going to mention something else. We're talking about James Bond. And I was like, yes. James Bond. That looks
James Bond is good. That's a banger. It looks like a banger.
No, it's going to be good.
It's
all of them recently have been very good.
But they've become very the
personal.
The Daniel Craig saga is very personal stories. It's not like the old James Bonds where it was like there was less emphasis on him as a character and more about the action and like the world around him. Whereas these movies are very focused on James Bond, the man.
Much. Since Daniel Craig came along.
Yeah.
Well, they've sort of changed.
I guess that's what people want. People want is like a very personal.
But it's still got all the James Bond tropes.
Strokes. James Bond.
You know what I'm a fan of? I'm a fan of the ladies. I mean, we're talking about James Bond is he's sexualizing these women and he's a womanizer and all this stuff. But I think it's Lea Seydoux. She was in Death Stranding. She was like the chick that eats the weird baby.
Yeah.
And then Ana de Armas. She's from Blade Runner and other things.
Ooh.
Also.
Yeah.
Very just impressive actresses.
It's going to be good. For sure.
I'm a fan. It's like, I will go see it. Because also Daniel Craig. I
almost said Craig David. I kept forgetting. It's Daniel Craig, not Craig David.
You can talk about Craig David.
7 days. Monday.
Oh, yeah, that song. I only know the wait, he has what?
He has multiple hits.
Yeah, that's true.
Craig David is a hit master. I think he's underrated, but when we'll look back at him in 20 years, people will be like, you know what? Craig David was a man. He was legit.
Yeah. There was nothing wrong with Craig David. I like Craig David.
Craig David. Yeah. I don't know. What else? What else is going on?
Christmas.
In the world? Christmas. I fucking even thought about it.
I just say, I say Happy Holidays. Do you say Merry Christmas? I say Happy Holidays. I started doing that a few years ago. Sometimes I say Merry Christmas.
I say Merry Christmas.
I say Happy Holidays. Just because I don't know if you know this, but I'm a contrarian.
I usually say fuck off cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, when someone says Merry Christmas to me.
Yeah, I like being intentionally like,
yeah.
Like there is legitimate problems with Christmas. Like I have my issues with Christmas, but I like Christmas. Some things about it. Like, the excuse to see family is cool. Getting gifts is cool. You know, again, seeing family is cool. Summer in New Zealand's cool. Like holidays are cool.
Yeah, it's a
but
good
these
time.
are all things that can happen without Christmas. And Christmas is
Christmas is an excuse to.
In Christmas, like when you really dig down into it, you're like, what even is this thing? Oh, like.
You know, New Zealand, they did
strange.
Dude, they did a poll, and New Zealand was one of in the top 10.
A North Pole?
Yeah.
like where Santa comes from.
I think we were one of the least, in the top 10 least religious countries in the world.
It's not enough. No. Yeah, probably. Makes sense.
And it came down, it was like, I think practicing religion was only 30%, 40%. Of New Zealanders.
Overall.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And
Do you know who is the least religious country in the world?
Like Finland.
No.
Oh, like, just tell me.
China.
Wow.
6%.
But wait.
Because a lot of the
it's
the
like
belief stuff is not.
It's not a religion, yeah.
Not necessarily a religion.
It's like just tradition.
Yeah,
It's
like
tradition and culture more than like a set.
like like Confucianism, which would probably not. I don't know if that. See, I don't know anything about Confucianism.
That's like a thought. That's like a thought. That's way of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than like a
school of
set of
thought,
belief.
they call it. Yeah. Like because it's culture and tradition, like the way they cook food, or like that type of thing. That's yeah. Well, and there's many different types.
Also, I think Mao killed religion in China.
Probably.
Same with Russia.
Oh yeah.
That's what happened. The USSR didn't have a state religion.
Because there's a lot of there's a lot
Orthodox.
of Catholics. Yeah,
Orthodox.
and Orthodox. Yeah, over there. It's weird. There's like plenty of movies like that. There was a movie called it was Viggo Mortensen. You know that one where he plays the Russian guy,
the Russian gangster.
Yeah, what's that called? Fuck. And he's like Orthodox, and I was like, they're a Christian in Russia. Like when I watched it, I was like, what?
Yeah,
I thought they had Russian religion. Like I don't know what they had. I had no idea. That's a good movie.
Yeah. What about History of Violence?
Oh, that was weird. Where he has violent sex with his wife
on the stairwell.
That's all I remember.
That's
about
the first thing that everyone thinks about. It's like that when they're like fighting.
They're fighting and then they have sex. When I was like 14 and watched that, I was like very confused.
Do you know what was weird about that movie? Is that
16.
that sex scene happened like 5 minutes after another sex scene, I'm pretty sure. So it was like, it was like really close. I was like, why did they have that like so close? But that's why I think they edited it. Do you know what I mean? It was edited. There's a couple of sex scenes in that movie, and I'm pretty sure they happened really close to each other. Because that's before he went away to murder people. That's a good movie. That's a fucking banger.
I need to watch that again.
It's a banger.
I don't trust like 15 to like 20-year-old Falcone to because I remember a lot of things. I'm like that movie was dope, and it's just not good.
I feel like it's
I still enjoyed watching all of those movies. If I enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. But
I feel like
my ability to judge when I was 15 or 18 or 20, it was not good.
Your taste changes too, though.
Yeah. Like I couldn't watch like there's like just most comedies.
Have you watched? Okay, here's one. Have you watched Pokemon, the TV show?
Yeah.
It fucking sucks. Then when you're like, I watched it like maybe a few years ago, but it fucking sucks.
Well, it's like nostalgia. Like, if I watched the stuff that I watched when I was a kid, I could probably watch some of it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't continue to watch it and then watch it into the section where I stopped watching, like, anything that I didn't see. I'd be like, what is this?
When I was young, I really loved Invader Zim. and I'm like, I really want to watch it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't feel like I used to love that kind of obscure, out there comedy. That was my jam.
I think it's still good. I think it would still be good. It's like Samurai Jack.
Because they did just release a new Invader Zim movie.
Oh, that is probably good.
Yeah.
I'm sure you would enjoy it. I wasn't like, I remember everyone being like, it's I was like,
it's cool. Very out there, like, a room. Like, have you seen the episode? He's like, I'm going to trap you. And he's like, in a room with a moose. And then it like flashes in, there's a white room and there's just a moose standing in there. It's like, ah.
It's like Adventure Time before Adventure Time. No,
yeah.
It's not really like Adventure Time at all. I'm just saying, because Adventure Time's like, what? It's random. Here's random things.
Yeah.
Adventure Time. Like, whoa, like, what the fuck?
There's that era in...
Those people are on drugs.
No, none of them are on drugs.
It's like Pink Floyd. It's like the Pink Floyd thing. Everyone's like, they're all on.
It's like there's a time in Cartoon Network where they're releasing shit like that all the time. None of them are on drugs, bro.
I'm sure they would.
They were just fucking strange people.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm one of those people. I just don't make shows. For real.
You could do.
That was all of that stuff is like my humor and still my humor from since I was like 15.
I feel like my sense of humor has become way darker.
Well, yeah.
Because
we understand what life is. we understand.
I'm pretty sure I made a joke last night when we were playing Halo and no one laughed. I was like, oh shit. Sort of something really dark.
Yeah, I think every time I get together with people, because I'm just throwing it out. Like I'm just
I just throw shit out.
I'm just throwing it. I'm getting better. That's how you practice and throwing it out. You're just throwing jokes, and most like maybe when you start, it's like 50% land, 50% don't, and it's like you've got to gauge the crowd as well. I'm just throwing it. I'm just saying funny things.
I'm so like.
And then it gets better, and your percentage gets better. It's like it's like throwing hoops.
And then like. When we've been playing recently, I've been throwing out some bombs. Like, I don't remember them, but like, and I find
bombs funny sometimes. It's funny because they're so bad.
Like, they're not, they're not even like, they're just like a throwaway line. You don't even think about it. And then you hear someone just like, ah! You're like, oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, it wasn't that good. It wasn't that funny.
Yeah.
Like,
fuck. Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends.
See, I can't even see. The thing is that like, they're not memorable to me that I don't like. Do you know what I mean? They're just throwaway shit that you forget almost instantly after you say these jokes. But yeah.
Most, like, I like you, we all have to have, like, I have different filters for different, like, everyone has different filters for different scenarios. Sure. Like your work filter, then your at home filter, depending if you live with your parents or if you live with your flatmates, and how your flatmates are. Maybe they're almost complete strangers, or maybe they're your best friends that you've known since you were 10, and you can just be zero filter. And then there's like girlfriend filter, then there's, parents filter. There's so many filters. Thankfully, most people have filters. Some people don't, but
yeah, I
try and keep them minimal. But it's that type of thing. Like you can't, the jokes. Unless you're like trying to do comedy, like you're actually just trying to do comedy.
I'm playing this game just to do my stand-up set. That's the secret. I just stream to do my stand-up sets.
Oh.
Actually, that was an idea I had to do like open mic night, but a stream, and just have people come over and just fucking.
Well, it's like. Halfway there as if you're just chatting and you're talking shit and making jokes.
Yeah, but then you would just have random people. It wouldn't be like.
And we're sort of just doing that. We're just talking right now and we're half making jokes.
Are you laughing right now? You better fucking be. If you're not, I'm gonna fucking find out. I got your data. I know who's watching. If you're not laughing,
no, I love comedy, and I've been a big stand-up comedian fan. Like,
I love laughing. I love it. I love being happy.
I love joy. I love to laugh.
You're just like a robot. I love laughing. Ha ha.
I love comedy. I don't know why that's funny. It wasn't even.
It's not human nature. Like not everyone loves laughing.
Well, that was the beginning of my sentence. Finished it. I was going to say I love stand-up comedy, and I've been watching it for a while. Yeah. And my taste in comedy changed. Like I used to find Cat Williams funny.
Oh
now
yeah,
Cat Williams is trash.
Yeah,
it's so bad. Like, there's a very particular audience there. But now, like, then I went into, like, I don't know. I still enjoy really generic comedy. Anything that's well done.
Do you like what the fuck's that guy? Something, the blue. What the fuck is his name?
New, old.
Someone in the comments will know. Something like he's a American stand-up, but he's like the blue collar stand-up comedian, and like he's super well known. Something.
Is he doing
cable
comedy
guy.
today?
Larry
the cable guy?
Yeah. Larry the cable. I don't know why I say blue. I think because he's a blue collar.
Is he a character?
Yeah, he's a character comedian or stand-up comedian.
I think so.
But he's like in America, he is one of the biggest stand-up comedians.
Oh, is he just out arenas?
Like he's massive. Yeah, he sells out arenas, but like
I've heard of it vaguely.
He's not what you would put on your Pinnacle or your like Mount Rushmore.
He's just in there like, hey, he's really good.
He's
over
really
there,
good. Yeah,
doing his stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a bit the same. Like I used to like a few years ago. I was on that Norm Macdonald hype.
I love Norm Macdonald.
He's still fucking good.
He's a legend. Like he's
like
Norm Macdonald.
He just doesn't give a fuck. Like that's really what I loved about him.
He really doesn't.
Like, have you watched the Norm Macdonald show?
Not really.
Oh, it's fucking so good. There's this, and it's not like the jokes. Some of the jokes are like really offensive and really bad, but like it's just the reaction to it. There was one bit where
he can get away with it. It's a thing.
Yeah, there was one.
There's certain people.
There was one bit where he was like looking at his co-host Adam Egert, and he's like 9/11, and then they just start fucking just cracking up laughing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no one else could make that funny to me.
And you have to know why it's funny. Yeah. Like I could laugh at that because I know why it's funny.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If you don't know it's funny, then people just go, "What? He said 9/11," and they laugh. Are they laughing at 9/11? It's like no.
Yeah. But yeah, that show is really good, and they redid it on Netflix.
Is it like the Eric Andre show?
No.
Because that's just skits.
That's skits. This is actually sit down with proper people. Yeah. And have conversations like he had Jim Carrey, he had Letterman.
Oh, okay. So
like legitimate comedians. People. He had funny people, and they're all different. Like he had Jerry Seinfeld.
I'd like to see like uncomfortable stuff because the thing is like Norm Macdonald.
He's he makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah. He's so respected though that like he could get like. You know, Jerry Seinfeld, Jim Carrey, like he could get all those people.
Yeah,
but
people.
Anyone that does his style of comedy that isn't anywhere near as big as him, like they just would never get noticed because it's too outlandish.
It's too outlandish.
You have to slowly get to that stage, and then you can do shit.
I remember watching a video about Norm Macdonald, and a lot of stand-up comedians say Norm Macdonald is the stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
he's like.
He makes stand-up for stand-up comedians.
Yeah, like out of all the stand-up comedians, a lot of them will say that he is the best.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, like, his comedy is
not for your average viewer.
Yeah.
I get it, yeah.
So, we're just so advanced, we're up to this level that we're on the same.
I mean, to be honest, I've not watched a lot. I think I've seen maybe, like, an hour, collectively, of Norm Macdonald.
His best stuff is, like, because he's a very conversationalist.
Yeah, it's just talking, right?
Talking, like a lot of his interviews and stuff are really good.
Yeah, like there's that one long joke. What is it? It's like he does like a really really long joke, and then at the end joke. It's like the moth joke. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that one's just really good because most people would just be like, "This is boring," or like not most people. I guess I'm generalizing, but people would be like, "What is the point of this?" Like, and get to the end and be upset. Like, and that's the point. That's the joke, is that it's some people would be like, this is stupid. And you're laughing at the people that are not enjoying it somewhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's the funny bit. Like, I used to, like, early on, when I was like 14, 15 or 16, I remember renting out and then eventually buying Eddie Murphy Raw and Delirious. Those are from like the 80s, like back before Eddie Murphy was doing movies or like Beverly Hills Cop, like 80s, like early Eddie Murphy. And that stuff is like, it's incredible. Like, if you haven't seen it, go and watch those. Amazing. Like, Delirious is like one of the best like stand-up specials ever. But it was the 80s, so I mean, there's some stuff in
Yeah,
there
there's
that's like
some questionable.
probably like it's not going to hold up now. But Eddie Murphy hasn't been cancelled or anything. He's Eddie Murphy, and it's like, hey, it was the 80s. Like this was 30 years ago. Whatever.
Yeah.
That put me onto it, and that's like amazing. Then also Dave Chappelle. Like just the Chappelle Show, and then also Killing Them Softly is like that's probably my favorite stand-up special ever. Is Killing Them Softly, and then he has a second one as well. He hasn't done many hour-long specials, and then after that, it was like a bit of like Jim Brewer because he was in Half Baked, and then then I went and then I found Bill Hicks. And I became just a Bill Hicks stan. Just like, only listen to Bill Hicks. Just everything he did. And he pretty much just became like he would just go onto stage and just preach. Like, it's like almost no jokes. He would just talk. And people were like, I want to go see that guy though. Because he just talked about anything. But he was so good at being funny. Like, that guy's like a god. That guy's like one of my a true hero, that guy.
Yeah.
It really is. Then I found like Louis C.K., Louis C.K. and then who else? Like Jim Jeffries is alright.
Yeah, Jim Jeffries. Like,
I went to see him
Jim
live. That was. Did you go? You might have gone.
No.
I went to see him live. This is a funny story. I went to see him live here in town. I think it was at the ASB Centre. No, it might have been at here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was at here. And it was good. It wasn't the best stand-up I've ever been to, but it was Jim Jeffries and it was funny. It was offensive. And there were just rowdy people in the crowd, just saying stuff, and he was not happy. Like, he was just like,
I can imagine.
He was just, he's doing because his style of doing comedy is like, it seems like he's just coming up with it off the top of your head, and that's how good stand-up is. It just seems like you're talking, like, with the crowd almost. But some people don't get that, it seems, in the crowd, and they like, want to yell out requests or like give an answer back like to something. It's like it's not how this works. I'm doing an hour-long monologue and you shut the fuck up and listen. Like that's why I paid to be here. And eventually, like there were a few like just people drinking or whatever, having a good time. And I think eventually he was like, one guy, like he completely stopped the whole thing. It was dead silent. He's just like, hey man, I'm trying to do a thing, and you're being disrespectful. If you want to fucking, have a laugh, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's just like, oh shit. Like, he's getting a telling off, like, for real. He just stopped the whole thing and tell off this one guy. And he's just like, all right. And then, it was sort of like minor, and then, he tried to continue, like, just played it off really well. Then, I think he did, there was like a silence for a minute. And I think it was the same guy. He did the like, he did that thing, when it's quiet and you do that and wait for people to go, oh wait, but like no one did. And he's just like, right, you. It's like, stop, everything stops. He's like, you, get him, stand him up, like something like that. It was like Pink Floyd, like you there. And he stopped the whole thing. He's like, right, we're gonna have dead silence for 60 seconds. The whole room. No one makes a noise. Everyone. If I hear a noise, it's over. I'm leaving.
What the
And he was dead serious.
Holy shit.
Dead serious. He was just like, if anyone makes a noise. And like, everyone's like, okay, sweet. Like, we're all like, we would.
It's kind of crazy to think that he always comes off as such a like blasé, doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, he wasn't this angry, but he was stern.
He was
stern.
Yeah.
Like,
you could tell that he was annoyed.
Yeah, he was like, he'd probably done, 2 nights previous or whatever. And because other dudes in the crowd around this one drunk guy, I think presumably the same guy, were like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, trying to yell at him, like, shut up, man. Shut up. And that sort of like, a little bit made it worse or whatever. But eventually it was 60 seconds and then I think maybe 10 seconds. I think that's when the guy did the like, oh, like just said something. I don't know. And he was just like, right, get him out. Get him out. Security, get him out. And then he's like, blah, 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 like had a rage. And then eventually, luckily, I'm not sure if the guy left, but I don't know how I can't remember.
What a waste of money.
But yeah, he did continue the whole thing.
I mean, for that person, like, you went there, you paid for a ticket. See, this is the thing, like...
He couldn't gauge. Yeah, he was drunk and couldn't gauge the scenario.
I went to when I was in LA, I went to the comedy room.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Comedy store?
The comedy store, sorry.
Yeah. That's the infamous
I was
comedy.
literally where I was staying in West Hollywood. I was staying right across the road.
Wow.
And I was like, I said to my friend, look, we have to go.
Yeah.
Like, this is where comedians go. So I was lucky enough. I was at the front row with my friend. The headliners were Isla Schlesinger and Bobby Lee.
Wow.
Yeah, so I saw Bobby Lee live. But my fucking friend,
Bobby Lee is...
my friend is the fucking heckler. Like, he's a heckler to the max. And I remember, like, Bobby Lee said something, and my friend's like, "Where? No, New Zealand," or something. It's like, yeah, can the sheep fucker in front row shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. But like I think because we're in like a smaller room, there was only like maybe seating for like 100 people or less. Like, it was really tiny. I think in those kind of environments, and given the type of
can heckle. Yeah.
They don't like.
It's a comedy store. Like, it's not like a paid like.
And I think my friend was like motivated to do so because earlier in the night there was another comedian who was who asked like where we're from and shit. Oh, because we were sitting in the front row here, like where you from and shit. Yeah. So like I think that motivated him to.
We're having an interaction with this guy. Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. Like I definitely recommend, like, it's if you're in, and I feel like because I went there 2014, 2015, and like the last couple of years, there's been like this fucking huge, not like a huge boom from that group of comedians who.
Oh yeah,
like. I guess
it's the internet, man.
All do podcasts and shit too. Yeah. But like they've all blown up, really.
It's Netflix too. Just heaps of. I think we.
Yeah, they probably all do. They all do.
There's a lot of shit on there, but there's just Netflix is just throwing money at these comedians.
Have you heard of Lily Singh? What happened with her?
Who?
Lily Singh was a YouTube comedian. See, I don't know too much. I just know
YouTube comedian.
Yeah, so she did like videos and shit on YouTube, and then she decided to legitimize her thing by doing actual stuff. She got fucking roasted. Her Netflix, she got paid for a Netflix special, and it's very low rated. Oh. It's horrendous, and that's the problem is that
you can't do
It's two different things.
You need to go and do stand up in a comedy store for like years, and gain the ability. Because
YouTube, you can edit, right? You can edit to be funny.
Yes.
Doing stand up is like you legitimately have to write a set. You have to consistently be funny. Doing YouTube, you can make anyone look funny. You can make me look funny.
Yeah.
You know?
We can edit this down and make it like
that stupid video of us doing the clap sync, right? Yeah. Was just editing. It wasn't like that, of course. But you can edit anything to make it look funny. Yeah. So yeah, she got bombed, and then there was like this question raised, like, how many people are trying to legitimize their YouTube careers and will find this? I know there's a couple of guys who have come out of YouTube and like had successful careers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But probably majority of people will not.
Why wouldn't you just stay where you're successful?
You're making gold. Like, you're making bank. There is, I think the issue is the COPA is coming out. Basically, you can't, if you're advertising to kids or your audience is children, you don't get paid.
Advertising change thing, yeah.
So, yeah, that's an issue. And so, yeah, I know a lot of YouTubers are fighting against that. I don't know. I don't know too much about YouTube or the monetization of it. Yeah. So
I like somewhat kept up with it just from watching like daily media news and stuff like that, just because I watch a lot of YouTube and other people being like, hey, I have to do ads now because YouTube is getting shitty or whatever. Like, yeah, they have a vague understanding of it, but yeah.
How long have we been recording for?
Not long. No, a while. I'd say like 45 minutes, I'm guessing.
1 hour 30 or 1 hour 25. It's at the top there.
But we had
preambles.
There's probably a preamble there.
Yeah, what else? What else is going on?
I was thinking about this today. This is like just life stuff. But there was a lady, there's a customer that I was at work today, and
she took a big fat shit on the floor now.
It's nothing that exciting, but this is more just like a
observation.
Like an observational, like I was mulling it over in my head and contemplating it today at work after I had this interaction, and she was probably in her like late 60s.
Yeah.
She's a customer. I've seen her before, like local. And she, it came up somewhat in conversation, but I had a conversation with her maybe like a year ago, where it's a very vivid memory for me, because she was like, she just was looking for something, and we came to the essentially she doesn't believe in microwaves. She's like, I don't believe in microwaves or Glad wrap.
What?
I don't use microwaves or Glad wrap. It's got toxic poison in it. I don't use it. Microwaves give you cancer. I don't do that. So it's one of those people, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. She's like, late 60s, just kind of getting a bit dithery, or like just generally not up and up on like basic understanding of how things work. Yeah. So I did explain to her, I tried to, how a microwave works, and it's just heating up water. Like, that's all it's doing. Yeah. It's like, there's not a lot going on there. That was made by accident. The microwave story is very interesting. Anyway, I was like, I didn't even have to, it's one of those things where you're so confused as to how someone came to that conclusion, because you don't even need any evidence or anything. It's just sort of like, I can use the powers of deduction to tell you right now, like, hey, surely you couldn't just go to any store and buy a microwave. Like, millions of stores across the world, or Glad wrap. There's just mountains of it. You can just go and buy it. Surely, if it was unsafe at all,
it would have been,
you wouldn't be able to buy it. Like, surely. But it's just, it's already just too late. It's too late.
But then think about stuff like asbestos. That was used for over a century, and then it was only until the early 2000s that we stopped.
True.
Any house before the year 2000 in New Zealand probably has asbestos in it.
Point being, like, I was just thinking about it, like this lady, like, there's that thought of like, well, she's like, late 60s, she might be early 70s, but it's like, oh, well, she's just stuck in her ways. She's just stuck in her ways, and it's like, there really isn't changing her mind. It is like it's not a dangerous opinion, but it's sort of like one of those things where I was like, okay, it's not too important. She's like, I just cook on the stove or whatever. Because I asked her, I was like, how do you deal with stuff? She's like, I just use paper bags or whatever to hide stuff.
I mean, that's fair.
And I cook like on the stove. So I was like, okay, these things are normal. But I was thinking about it just in a more broad sense that like,
people are so...
When people get like, their thoughts become concrete, they solidify concrete. And there's no changing. They can't go back. And it's like, I was thinking, at what point is it going to happen to me? I was like, when am I going to, at what point now. Is it going to be something? I think it's by about 30s.
Yeah, I think they say like mid-30s that your opinions start to solidify.
But that's some things, but that's different, I feel.
Do you wonder if that might be a generational thing, and that like with what we have now,
I think we're getting better.
Yeah, that the
younger generations.
Yeah,
access to information,
information so available.
We're getting a lot better, especially people who are like 20, early 20s, and like even late teens are getting somewhat. I mean, there's counter problems to it, like the amount of misinformation on the internet. But people are getting a lot better at their filters are better. They're able to understand, like, this is bullshit. Like, you can see on a website, you're like, this is a bullshit website. Like, not a trustable source. Just off the top of your head, they don't even have to, like, learn. It's just a learning, like, thing that comes naturally to, like, you or I, probably. So it's like, I can just tell. But, I don't know, I was thinking about, like, that. It's a weird thing. Like, you don't know when it's happened. It's already happened.
Yeah, I think...
When you're 50.
I guess...
60. It's like...
I guess
there's going to be a new invention when we're 50 or 60, and it's going to be like, man, I hope that the new internet, whatever the fucking thing is, because we can't even envision it.
It'll probably be like VR or
it's
something.
Like I can't deal with it. Like, when you give your like nana a brand new like iPad, and she's like mid-70s, and it's like way too much.
You could say that, but then there are people who
there's varying degrees of people in their 60s and 70s who are way more.
I reckon that we'll be better at adopting new technology. I reckon
because I thought this was all going through my head today. I was having this long like internal dialogue with myself, and I was thinking about Moore's law. You know how it's like the power of a transistor or the amount of transistors doubles every year.
Yeah.
And like things just get technologically in general, I think that applies to like computing, like just technological advancement. I think that's started to slow down now a bit because they've hit this threshold and it's like, hey, it's not exactly doubling anymore. But either way, that's been true for like the last 40 years or something like that. And that's why it's presumably it seems that people are struggling to adapt this. We can't learn fast enough, or generationally we can't like catch on to this technology fast enough. And I was thinking about that as well. I was like, well, hopefully it does slow down, because fuck, if there's something that comes up like the internet when I'm 60, I'm gonna be like, whoa.
I guess following up on that lady saying that she doesn't trust microbes and glad wrap and shit.
Most people are not.
This is why I think about that shit all the time, and how people always like go something's not good, or something's bad for you. But then I look at stuff and go, but we live way longer with this stuff in our lives. What I mean is, like, we've had glad wrap since the 40s, 50s, and that hasn't impacted lifespan. Whatever technology or whatever people say is bad for us, like...
Depends what you mean. That's pretty...
I know, but, like, people always say that, like...
It's got chemicals in it, and you don't want to touch it. It'll make you sick and whatever.
Yeah. Like, if you
bad for the environment is another thing, because it pretty much is.
But I always think about that as, like... say dish soap, right? It's like leaving dish soap on your dishes. It will poison you.
You're gonna die.
No.
5 years earlier.
No, you're not gonna die.
Yeah.
Like shit like that.
I still don't like that though.
Rinse I know you have to rinse it. Yeah. But like what I'm saying is that
no big deal.
If
it was that toxic, it's the same thing.
It would have been gone.
Yeah, it's the same. If it was that toxic, you wouldn't be able to fucking buy it.
But then there are... Shut up.
There are countries where some of their shit is fucking dangerous, like, because the regulations are really fucking bad. And there have been places like that where it's like, Jesus, this has lead in it.
Yeah, that was my argument about the volcano.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
I don't know. I guess it's kind of a grim event that happened in New Zealand, but like, yeah, my issue would be. My only issue is that whenever we have a tragedy, as a group of people, whenever we have a tragedy and we don't do anything, to me is like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a big finger to ourselves.
Yeah, and it's a finger to the people that died.
Yeah.
Because of our misjudgments. So, I guess for in a volcano, it's uncontrollable that a volcano, like you can't control that, but you can control when people can visit an island or what have you. So, like, that's my opinion is that New Zealand needs to look at stuff. I don't know if necessarily anything will happen, but like, the thing is that the company that runs those tours was actually voted the most safest place to work last year, and I guess they will have a lot of regulations on what they like going on that island, like the safety precautions they take it personally. But I don't know if that extends to like stopping tours when.
Because from what I understand, like, it was unexpected, and also the threat level was, like, very low when it happened.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it was like freak accident.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, freak accidents just happen, and they will continue to happen. They'll probably happen more because the population of the planet is going up. And also climate change. More weather phenomenon are just happening. Unfortunately, people just die. Like, even just drive, like a bus, there's a pothole, boom, but 30 people in the bus, dead. Like, it happens, unfortunately. Sure, there's things we can look at in terms of safety protocols and stuff. There's always looking over what were the rules. Do we need to change anything? That should be done anytime anything horrible happens, even near misses, and that's like a workplace thing. Even a box fell off the mezzanine at work. Do we need to look at like the restrictions on like the gate should be closed, blah blah blah, like that from that scale to volcanoes exploding? Like, what can we do to prevent it? Sure, that's always good.
I mean, we do live in Auckland, which is like
we live on a giant
volcanic field.
Like, as soon as I saw that, and people were like, "Hey man, what can we do about the volcanoes?" I'm like, Fucking
dead.
Yellowstone National Park is 50,000 years overdue. It's a super volcano, and that would cause like mass extinction. The entire planet, everything would die. It would be nothing would be left. It'd just be bacteria.
Yeah,
it's 50,000 years.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared to.
I don't care.
If it happens, it happens, and then people will be like, "Oh shit."
I'm not saying I don't care about other, like, I don't, if it's...
You mean like if that event happens, the uncontrollable event.
Yes, I don't care. Like,
where a volcano takes you from this mortal coil.
Yeah.
True.
Nothing. I mean, I don't want to die, sorry, I don't want to feel pain. I don't care about dying. I don't want to feel pain. I don't want to die slowly and horribly. I don't want that to happen.
Nah.
It's like when you get that horrible feeling, like, there's those random thoughts that I think... There's a word for it in French. It's not schadenfreude. There's another word. And in French, it translates to staring into the void.
Oh, so
it's called like, they're called intrusive thoughts. So it's like when you're driving and your brain just like randomly tells you, what if you just turned into oncoming traffic right now?
Yeah.
It's just telling you the random possibilities of what you could do. You shouldn't do it. You don't want to do it. But your brain's just like, you could just turn the steering wheel.
Oh, yeah.
And go straight into the car and kill those people and you. Like, random things like that. It's like have you ever just been playing, watching TV or something like that, and then you're, like, just all of a sudden you get this thought, not an urge. It's not an urge. It's a very different thing. Just a thought of, like, I could just heft my TV, my remote into the TV. Like, I've had that, and I'm like, whoa. Like, you notice it, and you're like, whoa, brain.
See, this is the thing.
People are like, you're psycho, bro. Yeah. No, I don't have those thoughts, bro. You're fucking crazy.
What I hate is that people pretend that that's not human nature.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't have
like,
that.
No.
Fucking weird, dude.
You do. You just don't notice it. You are fucking
You're dumb. We're smart. I can notice when I'm thinking things. Stupid people.
Well, that's what they say. I'm pretty sure that there is resonant to, like, being emotionally intelligent is the ability to look at yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That makes you not psycho.
Yeah.
Psychos can't.
Self-analysis.
They don't have no self-analysis. Psychos do not have self-analysis.
That's the definition of psycho.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
One of them.
I for sure that's human. That's human.
It's good.
You have those. People have those thoughts all the time. Grim, dark thoughts. You know, the fact that we exist in a finite lifespan, in a pretty much an infinite universe, should be terrifying. And you should have those thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's not while watching the Certified Bangers podcast.
Happy, joy.
Yeah. Sweet. Anything else you want to talk about that isn't so grim dark?
I think I'm gonna, as soon as I hit about 65, I'm just gonna keep a loaded gun by my bed. Oh, so then, as soon as I'm like, my leg, I'm just gonna blow my brains out.
Well,
don't worry, I don't have kids.
One of our friends last night said something, and it made me really sad. Who said that he wouldn't live past 21?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, no. I said
that's
no.
Dumb. Yeah.
I said you will get the 21, and you'll be like, fuck, I have to plan, because what happens is you get complacent. If you give yourself a deadline, like I'm not gonna live till 30 because I'm gonna live my life to max. You ain't gonna get shit done because you become complacent because you expect that you only have X amount of time.
I'll say it now, like, and this is, I'm a conscious person, but people below 21, you can pretty much disregard anything that they say. Like, Jesus. I'm sorry guys, but you don't know. You just don't know what you're talking about. Some do. Some people are better than others, but at that point when you're like, yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I'm almost 30 and I don't know what the fuck's going on. You know?
No, there's no idea.
You're fucking.
I think I'm gonna, people are like, I'm just gonna give up.
Do it.
I'm not gonna kill it. I'm just gonna give up. I'm not gonna kill myself.
I'm gonna get a van and drive into the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
And set up a glass factory. I don't know.
Just do it. If you want to fucking go, like, quit your job and become like a fucking, like, go make carvings of driftwood on the beach and, work for like a week at a time and then go traveling for 2 months at a time. Just do it. Just do it, man.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it, man.
Sweet.
It doesn't matter.
I will do it. Okay, I'm going to go...
You do it.
Yeah. Become a driftwood carver.
We're like the living antithesis of it right now, right in the middle of town.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the big smoke.
Big smoke. I'm trying to think of anything else, gaming related, pop culture related, that's been going on. Nothing much. It's been a quiet week, but we'll probably have shit to talk about next week or the week after. About see, I'm dating it now. I'm dating this. The game awards, because there will be announcements. They always have announcements.
Of course, yeah.
See, this is I really wish we were there, because it's like in the middle of the day here, so we can't. I was like, oh, we should just do it, we should just do it.
It's tomorrow.
I think it's tomorrow New Zealand time. I looked it up. It was like the 12th New Zealand.
Oh, so it's Wednesday America, but Thursday.
Yeah. So I was like, if it was on
at work.
Yeah, if it was on Saturday, I'd be keen to just do a live thing, but like it's not.
Yeah.
Because their Twitch put an announcement out looking for saying, hey, do you want to co-stream this?
Yeah. I think anyone can, but like they'll look for big streamers
They will never look at us.
Yeah, no, of course not. But they're gonna like throw them up on the screen and be like, "Hey, look at these people." You're gonna have like minimum 1,000 viewers.
Did you see that fucking tweet that came out about like these are the top gaming tweets of the year? I was like, fucking what?
Yep.
See, I'm always the guy who goes against the fold. So yeah, like that shit just made me.
You don't have to be contrarian to realize that those were just trash.
Yeah, they were just trash.
There was.
It's
nothing.
like
There was nothing in it. No substance.
Do you know what? I'm gonna do my top 5 tweets
of the year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember what my favorite tweets were of the year, stuff that I liked, and I'm gonna put my top 5 tweets. Mm-hmm. I will say probably 5 of them, probably like 3 of them are probably from Papa Bray. He puts fucking the best memes out. Best memes.
I have to check it out.
Filthy.
I follow Papa Bray on Twitter.
Filthy memes. Alright.
GG. That's it. Certified Bangers episode 3. Alright.
That's it.
That's a wrap.
Gosh, we've done it.
Cat.
Cool. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. If you have any questions, or topics,
chuck them in the comments.
Yeah.
Hit us up on Twitter.
Give us a like, subscribe.
Hit that notification bell.
Give it a thumbs up.
Yeah. All of those things.
All those things. Yeah. If you got any questions or do you have any topics you want us to talk about, put it in the comments.
Did we get any information factually that was just completely wrong? Please correct us in the comments. How did you feel?
If you think we should stop, just tell us to our faces. Don't tell us in comments. You have to find us and go
hunt.
Hey, you should stop. Then please do find me. No, actually, don't find me.
Yeah,
that sounds really fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow us on Twitter. Twitter.com/certified bangs, not bangers,
not
bangs.
Bangs.
Certified bangs.
Where we rate beautiful bangs, different types from the 70s, 80s, and today.
And follow us on all good podcast places. I'm working on iTunes, so iTunes is coming.
What are we
soon.
on currently? We're on
Spotify,
Google
Podcast, Stitcher, Anchor, which is the main one.
Yelp,
Uber Eats. Plenty of places. We'll put a post up.
That's 5 right there.
But yeah, follow us on Twitter, Certified Bangs, and to keep updated. And
our own personal Twitters.
Yeah, and our personal
Astro AZP at that guy Falcone.
Please do, and we'll catch you next time. Much love.
Peace and butt grease.
Okay, out of here. Laters. Mic drop.
Uh-oh.